The wall felt like it had something carved into it. The thing had branches like a tree. I could feel something smooth and spherical with clumps of what felt like fur or hair. It felt cold and smooth, with some indentations along the surface. It was a flat surface like stone. For a moment, I imagined falling forever in the dark. But it was just my imagination running wild. The floor was solid. It was stone with a recess in it and, an oily liquid in it. There was some kind of thin twine in the middle of it, too. Hey, Nico, I think I found some light. Whoa!
It must be Genan. Ramon said he disappeared while searching the mountains for the tabula.
So this is where he ended up. Dead in a cave. Hole in the head dead. Decomposing for decades dead. And on closer inspection, I'd even say blown your own brains out dead.
Okay, George, I get the point. What is this place?
Who knows? But look at the Gnostic symbols.
You're right. The colors, the trees. But who is she?
It looks like the Virgin Mary, but I don't think it is.
What do you mean?
The red robes and that whole off-the-shoulder look? It must be Mary Magdalene, of course. Marquez told me that the Gnostics revered her. This place, it's some kind of Gnostic shrine.
There's got to be something to release that door. Maybe amongst these carvings.
But if it was that obvious, don't you think Genan would have found it? Getting up close and personal to Ganon's leathery corpse wasn't pleasant, but we had to figure out how to get out of there. Ganon had certainly been busy before he blew his brains out. I wonder what he'd been up to. Nico!
What?
Is this what I think it is? It must be the Tabula Veritatis.
So Genan did find it.
It's so small, so innocent looking. Why would Simeon call it evil? Why so many deaths for this?
And why go to such lengths to keep it hidden?
Unless it is as genuinely dangerous as Simeon claimed.
The question now is, what do we do with it?
The photograph was of an ancient clay tablet. Ganon had written on it. Someone, presumably Ganon, had taken the time to translate the inscription. At a glance, the inscription seemed to relate to the exploits of someone called the Sun King. The symbol on the tablets looked similar to the ones etched into the face of the Tabula Veritatis. If the translation is right, the symbol La-On represents the Sun King. If the rest of the translation is anything to go by, sounds like he was quite the badass in his time. It looks like Ku-U is the symbol for the Tabula Veritatis in this language. If Ganon's translation is correct, the symbol La-Ji-Shi represents the Sunset Mountain. Sounds like a theme park ride. It had to be Ganon, in which case the body had been there for decades. There was a bullet hole in the side of his head. Just like us, he'd been trapped. He'd chosen suicide. I picked up the old gun. It was too corroded and rusty to ever be fired again. It was a fedora, just like the one in Ganon's trunk back at the Castell. The years hadn't been kind to it. It was an old flashlight. It looked like it died around the same time as Ganon. It was an old water canteen. The contents had long since been drunk. Ex luce veritas. Out of light, truth. I'd seen the same words on the fresco at Castel de Sens. Oil in the bowl of the lamp fed a wick, illuminating the room with a warm glow. The circle of iron was set into an ornate frame that covered the oil lamp. The medallion fitted snugly into the socket. Whoa, would you take a look at that?
The light from the medallion is illuminating this blue figure.
This could be our ticket out of here.
If you're right, that explains why Ganon never got out of here. He didn't have the medallion.
Blue paint was peeling from the carved figure. I wondered if it was an image of Lucifer. The carved figure had once been green. I wondered if it was a representation of Jehovah. A group of figures looked up towards the tabula. They were all colored red. I'd seen something like it before. A large carving of the Tabula Veritatis symbol. All the other figures in the scene seemed to be supplicating themselves to it. The pillar had been carved into the shape of a tree and painted green. I knew it represented the tree of life. There were ancient scratches on the plinth, as if someone had moved the statue. I'm sure that this is Mary Magdalene.
The red robes. It all makes sense. The Madonna would be wearing blue. So, who's the child?
Well, according to the Gnostic Gospels, when Mary kissed the lips of Jesus, she,
Oh, I see.
Yep,
So the Gnostics think that the suckling child is...
I guess so. I gave the statue a push, and it turned anti-clockwise. The pillar had been sculpted into a tree and then painted blue. I knew it was supposed to be the tree of knowledge. I gave the statue another shove. The ornate lamp warranted a closer look. I wondered if it was a representation of Jehovah. I guessed that finding the tabula was the easy part. Figuring out its purpose was a different proposition. A row of symbols were etched onto the top bar of the tabula. These symbols looked just like the ones on the photograph of the clay tablet. According to the translation, some guy called the Sun King once had the Tabula Veritatis in his possession. The symbol on the tablets looked similar to the ones etched into the face of the Tabula Veritatis. If Gainan's translation is correct, the symbol La-Ha-Shi represents the Sun City region. Gainan had marked this symbol in red with the letter A. Shi translates as Mountain Kingdom. Gainan had marked this symbol with the letter B. The symbol on the tablets looked I prized the map out from under the arm of the corpse. It looked like Gainan had scrawled some kind of last testament onto this map. My friends, I know that you will eventually find me, but by then it will be too late. I have decoded the tabula, and I know our destiny lies in paradise. The key to the power of God is in our hands. I die secure in the knowledge that you will now be able to complete my work. Tell my family that I died doing my duty, that I surrender my life gladly to the cause. In the light of the day, these words will fade, like our souls. But rest assured that when they do, their echoes will guide us to where we will meet once again. I'm not sure, but it looks like crafty old Gainan left a secret message in his testament. When I held the map up to the flames, something started to change. The writing on the map started to react to the heat. Well, I'll be darned.
What is it?
At a guess, the locations on the map might match up with the ones he's marked on this photograph. If this letter matched the one on Gainan's translation, this must be the location of the Sun City. If the letters match the ones on Gainan's translation, this must be the Mountain Kingdom. If this letter matched the one on Gainan's translation, this must be the location of the Three Rivers region. If this letter is the same location as the one marked D on Gainan's translation, this must be Sunset Mountain. If the letter E matches the one on Gainan's translation, this must be the location of the Young Cities. It was an old, rusty pistol. I guessed that finding the tabula was the easy part. Figuring out its purpose was a different proposition. I wondered if Gainon's notes on the photograph might help me decode the tabula. That was the first row of symbols cracked. It was all starting to make sense. So, these are directions. Begin at Sun City, travel 5 days east to a river. Travel south 6 days, through a desert, to the source of 4 rivers. Hey, Nico! I've cracked it!
Fantastic!
The Tabula Veritatis. It's a set of directions. Take a look at this map. The inscription says to start here at Sun City. Gainan hid the location in his map. It then says to travel 5 days east to a river, then turn south and travel 6 days through a desert to the source of 4 rivers.
And what is there?
I'm not sure, but it must be important, right?
Right. Important enough for the Gnostics to try and keep it a secret for thousands of years. And guess what? I think I may have found a way out.
You have?
Look, while you were busy playing Ancient Scholar, I found this. Well, something happened.
What did it do?
I'm not sure.
It didn't open the door.
Perhaps we're missing something.
Must be. If Gainan died looking for a way out, there has to be more to it than just a hidden button.
Then let's keep looking. That sounded like something important happened.
I gave the statue another shove. I gave the statue another shove. Is that the door?
Thank God. I was getting worried we'd be trapped here, just the two of us forever.
There could have been worse ways of being trapped forever.
It is the door. Come on, Georges.
I needed to grab the medallion before we left. It was way too useful to leave behind. Nico and I had the Tabula Veritatis at last. Now all we needed to do was to find Eva and rescue Marquez. And make our getaway.
Don't die on me now, old man.
George, it's Langdon.
Stay back.
For the last time, where is the tabula?
You'll never find it.
It's here in this chapel, isn't it?
Just tell him, Papa.
I will tell you nothing.
Look at your daughter, senor. My man would be happy to hurt her.
I cannot let you raise Lucifer. You will bring chaos to the world.
George, we have to do something.
With luck, Langham wouldn't notice that the gun was useless. Hold it there, Langham.
Well, if it isn't my least favorite American. Where is the tabula?
Even if I did have it, why would I give it to you?
Because you don't have a choice.
For God's sake, shoot him, George.
Yes, go on. Shoot me, why don't you?
Don't push me!
That gun would never fire. Give me the gun before you hurt yourself.
I didn't rate my chances with just a rusty old pistol.
Now, do you have the tabula?
I don't have it. We couldn't find it.
You're lying. I promise you I will kill the old man. I ask again, do you have the tabula?
If I give you the tabula, then you promise you'll let us all go free?
I give you my word.
No, George, no.
So, the Tabula Veritatis. Actually, I will need to take the girl with me. The old man would just slow us down.
No, I'm staying here. My father needs medical help. If he doesn't get it, he will die.
Oh, really?
No!
Problem solved.
Langham, you'll rot in hell for what you've done.
Hell, quite the opposite, believe me. The world will be a better place, George, once Jehovah has been destroyed.
What?
Lucifer will set us free.
You can't destroy Jehovah.
I can, and I will. Bring the girl.
But you agreed to let us all go free.
She may be of use yet. One of my men will be outside. If they try to follow me, shoot them.
It would be my pleasure, boss.
Eva. You must get the tabula back.
We don't even know where he's going.
All we know is that it's somewhere in the Middle East.
Nothing else?
There was a note, something about our destiny lies in paradise?
And we found a map. It shows the source of 4 rivers, but that's all we have.
Can it be?
You know what that means?
In Genesis, there is a river. It flows from paradise and divides into 4.
Where is this place? This paradise?
Eden is going to Eden.
The Garden of Eden? But that's just a Bible story, a myth.
No, it's a real place. It's where Jehovah created life, where Lucifer gave Eve knowledge, where the gods are held in balance.
And now Langham has the tabula to lead him right to it.
Only you can stop him. You must defeat him.
But how?
Eva, she will know.
He'd gone, but I knew he was right. We had to stop Langham and rescue Eva.